This is where we spill the tea. I mean, we're here.
We're on the Jones Beach Boardwalk.
Oh
Dee Snider's calling in.
Wrap it up.
We've been hanging out with the hot teas.
The hot teas, by the way, Armies. Hashtag Long Island Life. Cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome back to Long Island Tea, where we spill the tea on just epic Long Island summers, turns out. I'm Kristen.
I'm Sharon. Welcome back.
Welcome back. And we start every episode, in case you're new here, with, we're on Long Island, so we got to say, how you doing?
How you doing?
Yeah. I have so much tea for you today.
I'm so excited.
I've not seen you since literally, I think, the last podcast. Have I seen you since then?
No, not
And
at all.
it's been like, I think I came in one day. Anyway, maybe it was there as a day in there, but it was like crazy busy. So much has happened. So I was ready. I mean, are you ready to be filled in?
I'm ready to be filled.
If you watched our last episode, we were in my backyard, and it was beautiful. It's a gorgeous day today, too.
Yeah.
It's like criminal that we're inside.
I know.
And we just had an awesome lunch with Dr. Reed
Oh,
and her husband, Scott. And
We
then,
all like crying coming back.
oh, we're like right next to where everyone's loading the ferry to go to Fire Island, and we're like, sad.
Gotta go back to the office.
Why aren't we on this ferry? I mean, I know why Dr. Reed's on. She's like super seasick. She's like, I'm not getting on that ferry.
Yeah. No.
But anyway, it was sad. So we were in my backyard. Gorgeous day. It's been an amazing, epic summer. I mean, it's been an amazing weather summer so far.
Oh my God.
And we've been needing this.
I
And here we
know.
are. Every day is like a top 10.
It is amazing.
Weather day.
The wind is blowing. It's it's not like a bad
It's
wind.
like
It's like
perfect.
You need that little breeze.
It's perfect. Anyway, and so I'm trying to think of so the next day, if you remember Hot Teas, I was going fishing.
yes.
With my dad,
Yeah.
who he's hilarious, quite the character.
I love
so
him.
we did. We went fishing. I wasn't feeling good. I mean, it's funny. Like after the podcast, I wasn't feeling great. It's been so busy, and I literally went. I did that interview, and then I slept for like 14 hours.
That's so funny.
It was bad. But I woke up. I was like, here we go.
You woke up. Did you feel like when you woke up from those 14 hours, did you feel like you missed a whole day?
No,
You felt good.
I felt like I needed that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know. But I didn't feel like great, but I didn't feel like miserable.
Right.
I was like, let's go fishing. And so we went, and it was a perfect day. It was like 85. So it was a warm day.
Yeah.
Awesome day out on the water. We were with Captain Eric.
Okay.
And it's out of Port Jefferson. He was so awesome. It was me and my dad and Thomas and Penelope and Tegan.
Oh, they went good.
Yep, and it was great. I mean, you go out all the way past Port Jeff. Like there's this lighthouse in the middle of the water, and there's all these boats there, so you can tell like everyone goes to the same place and fishes.
It must be the fishing hole.
Yeah, and we were I think trying to get some stripers at first, and they weren't really biting because I think we were too late. It's better early in the morning, and we have teenagers, so we couldn't get out of there till like 9.
Right.
But so then we went a little bit further in, and we caught like 19 fish.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we caught some big, what were they, bass? Yeah, bass. Sea bass.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they were awesome. I caught one. I think I caught the second biggest one.
Okay.
I caught the first big one.
Do you guys do bets? Like, I know when I was like growing up in Long Island, I just said in Long Island.
I know.
God.
You're just, things are off.
I meant on Long Island.
Yeah. Don't do that. Around
We
here.
we had a boat obviously, but we would always $5 for the first fish.
Oh.
$10 for the
I
biggest
should have made my dad do
fish.
that, but no, but it was everybody caught something.
Good.
Captain Eric was amazing, and he was funny because at the end he was like, I noticed how you managed to go the entire day without touching any bait. I'm like, what? How'd you notice? I would just like stand there, like, the bait's right
Somebody's
there.
gonna do
Everybody
it for
else
me.
is like, I was like, I'm just gonna stand here for a minute and take a little break, and then somebody put bait on there. I'm like, okay.
Hey, I'm gonna go fish again.
I'm not touching that stuff.
No.
And then the fish comes out, and he's like, "You want your picture with it?" I'm like, "You hold it,
Yeah.
and I'll selfie us."
That's so
I was like,
funny.
but it was really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, even for the novice fishermen, I want to give Captain Eric a shout out. Just an awesome way to spend your day. It was like 5 hours. It was beautiful. He has waters. He does everything. He like fillets them right there on the boat for you.
That's awesome.
It was amazing. So then we did that, and then the next day after that was graduation, Kenzie's graduation, and that was great. I was like a mental case.
Yeah.
I'm gonna I need to call Dr. Reed. I'm gonna need to a prescription for when she goes to Arizona.
College.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
But it was fine. It was actually, I was really emotional in the very beginning, but it was so hot. We're all sitting out in the sun.
Yeah.
And we don't know. It's our first graduation. Obviously, other people there, families, they've got it dialed in. They have their tents.
It's so funny.
They're all in the back. They bring their own chairs. They bring air horns and confetti and waters.
Oh my
and I was
gosh.
no. I didn't know where to park. We parked half a mile away. We're in the blazing sun. We had one water bottle
Between the family.
We're oh, I thought there would be stuff. I don't know. I don't know what I thought. But anyway, and then I had to get up to get her when she walked across. And I think that I kind of missed it a little bit. I got I was just trying to get her picture and I missed the video too late. And so then I was angry. So my anger...
Your emotions.
Yeah, my anger. Thankfully, my anger took over my emotional state, so I wasn't as much of a disaster. But it was really amazing. I'm so proud of her, and it was it's literally just it's a surreal moment.
Yeah, yeah.
It's surreal. That's all I can tell you, ladies, with your kids. Is when I'm the whole time everyone's so happy, whatever. I'm I can't believe this is happening.
Right.
I can't even believe this is happening.
I can't believe
how
you're
is
sitting
this
there.
happening?
Yeah.
I was
this
is happening. And it's so weird because you're oh my gosh, she's so beautiful and grown and you're so proud of them.
Yeah.
And then you're what is happening? I feel I just graduated
Right.
from high school.
Right.
How are you graduating?
Oh my gosh.
It's nuts.
It is
Anyway,
nuts.
so it was really fun.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So now it's summertime and then getting her moved in. And so that was a really good day. And we went to Carnival afterwards. It's her favorite restaurant, which sounds when I first saw it, I thought it was like a kid's, with video games. So it's not. It's a really nice Italian restaurant.
Yeah, exactly.
It's awesome. And so they do a great job. So we went to Carnival. We had a good time. And then... that day, our advertising agency came in, Paradise.
Yeah.
I did go to dinner with them.
I can't believe that. I'm so proud
I made
of you.
it.
Yeah.
I made it. It was, but I was going downhill. I think maybe health wise a little bit, because I was trying to do too much. And so we went to Prime, and it was so beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was a perfect sunset.
Were you guys outside?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful table.
Aw.
Perfect sunset, perfect evening, which is great because the next day it was torrential rain.
Yeah, downpoured.
So they got to experience Long Island, and I just loved them. They were and their team came in the next day. We had meetings all day.
They're so great. They're so great.
Yeah, it was awesome. And let's see, what did I write here? And then and then the next day it was raining, so we took them to Sempre Vivolo.
Yes.
They got to experience that with Brian or Chairman. It was, my favorite.
Yeah.
As you know, New York restaurant, and they totally got the vibe.
They did. They understood.
Oh, they were this is amazing.
Yeah.
Where the guy's reading the specials and you get every third word
Yes.
that he says because you don't what was that?
Yeah.
They're vegan prosciutto and you're what? What'd you say?
Not prosciutto.
Mozzarella and prosciutto and good and over and you're what? But I love it.
So
I was
pasta? Okay.
Yeah. I was I'll have that.
That sounds delicious.
I don't know. Whatever the special was, I'll have that. So that was awesome. And so then the next day, I went to Ithaca.
Yeah.
Right. So
how long did it take you? Because it's a drive.
So it says both ways leaving. It's going to take 5 hours, is what it says on the. It's not. It
wasn't
not
5 hours. No.
It's actually incorrect. So I stopped in Nassau County and had my meeting.
Yes.
And it was a great meeting, and it was really awesome. And then I hit the road, and it is nice because I got to listen to a bunch of podcasts.
Yeah.
I got to listen to the audiobooks. I finally finished not Stories That Stick. Choose Your Story, Change Your Life by Kendra Hall.
Okay.
And it's really so good, and it's so inspirational. So I have this whole list of audiobooks that I need time
So we need to yeah.
Right, that I love. So it's great. It's just some me time. But the problem is so I just I had been getting over being sick pretty much, you know? And not sick, but just I don't know what it was. It was
probably run down. You just run down.
Yeah, and I just wasn't feeling good. Anyway, so I get all the way to Ithaca an hour later than I expected because it was 6 hours to get there. So I'm already late to the meetings. I have to go in the meetings. And then my eye had been bothering me all, and I'm messing with it. I think, eyelash or and I get there and then I'm noticing in my meeting, it's red.
Yeah.
And remember, I feel like every time I go to these meetings, I'm a disaster. Something like majorly physically is wrong with me every time. And it's like nothing I can hide.
They're like, Kristen, are you okay?
Yeah. And so I get there and I'm like, okay, it's red. And so then we had like an hour break before like our reception. So I go to my room and I'm doing emails to catch up on everything. And then I'm like ready to go to the reception. My eyes like itchy and really irritable. And so I go to like freshen up the bathroom. My eye is like red.
Swollen,
like a golf ball. I'm like, oh my God.
What was it?
Is this? I was like, it looked like pink eye.
Right.
I'm like, oh my God, I obviously cannot go to the reception like this. And so I went to urgent care.
In Ithaca.
I drove 6 hours to go to urgent care. I'm like missing everything.
God.
And I'm in urgent care and it's great. Like it's Ithaca, right? So they like walk you right in. It was amazing. There was like nobody waiting and they like here they're like, go to the kiosk.
Check in.
And there they were like,
Take a
hi,
number.
what's your information? Give it to me. And then they're like, I'll meet you right here at the door and come back. I'm like, what? No, wait. No. And then I see this doctor who's like 12. Mm-hmm. Literally like
Doogie Howser.
Yeah, legit Doogie Howser.
Mm-hmm. It's like my primary care doctor.
Really?
It's like that, yeah.
And I'm like, and I love it because they're like, what brings you in today? I'm like, what could it be?
I wonder.
My eye is like a red golf ball. What do you think?
Why are you here?
So I said to him, I was like, well, I've actually been sick for a few days now. I've had like, sore throat and my ears feel like there's fluid. And so now my eye's swollen up. So I figured that maybe it had something to do with each other. And he's like, nope. And I'm like, yeah, I'm thinking like because my immune system is down, obviously maybe it's pink eye or I don't know what it is. And he's like, no, maybe is there a foreign object in there or something? Is there an injury? I'm like, no.
Foreign object.
Yeah. So he's like not listening to me. And so he turns the lights off. It's this like bright light in my eye. And it's like super red and irritating. And he's like, nope, no foreign object. So he's like, it's basically, there's 3 different types of conjunctivitis or whatever. One's pink eye and the other one's like allergies. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, well, this is not allergies, obviously. I mean, I can hear my ear, like I have an ear infection. I can, like it's clogging up.
Oh my God.
And he's like, so I'm going to give you a prescription for like, what's it called? Like an anti-allergy eye drop. And I'm like, this is fine, whatever. Nothing's wrong with me, right? So then I go straight to dinner. I've missed the reception.
Yeah.
There was a shuttle. They're all texting me, like, are you meeting us in the shuttle? And I'm like, don't be alarmed. I'm in urgent care. But it's fine. And they're like, oh my God.
Yeah, everybody's
So then I show up to dinner. And so I said, I'm like, they're like, what's your pharmacy? I'm like, whichever one is 24 hours. Because I needed to go to dinner since it's just an allergy eye drop. I wasn't going to miss more. And they're like, yeah, no, there's no 24-hour. No, there's no 24-hour pharmacy in Ithaca. I'm like, okay, well, CVS then, whatever. I'll deal with it in the morning.
Exactly.
So I'm at dinner and they're like, oh my gosh, you okay? And I was like, yeah, my eye was just red. And apparently I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't bringing something
contagious
to this dinner or to
exactly.
this group,
Yeah.
that was anything. So I just went to urgent care just to knock it out, just to make sure. And there's nothing, apparently it's allergies. And they were like, oh, weird. So half hour into it, we order and everything. And my friend who's from the Thousand Islands, he is so hilarious, Corey. Mm-hmm. And he leans over to me and he was like, Kristen, I love you. But since you've been sitting here, your eye has gotten progressively worse. Like it's really bad. And he's like, and honestly, I really don't want to eat looking at that. And I can't. He's like, so how about I go with you and we'll go to CVS and let's get you that prescription because
my God.
I don't know what's happening here, but it's not good. Like
it's like progressively.
But this is bad. I'm like, oh my God, okay, yeah. I mean, I guess
great.
We'll go.
Thanks.
And so then I'm like, oh, this is so embarrassing. And so like he's like, I'll go with you. So we go to the car, and then as we're getting in the car, I felt so bad because I'm like, oh, so there's something you should know about my car before you get in. Oh, God. My brother-in-law borrowed it when he was in town to go see some friends of his who live in Long Beach, like an hour away. And he had the baby with him. And since he came back, there's like this horrible smell in my car. Okay, I was like, it smells like we got the car and we thought he like left a diaper in there.
Yeah.
Like that's how bad it is.
Yeah.
It's so bad. And he's like, are you kidding me? And I'm like, I don't know what's happening in my life right now. I'm a hot mess. And so then when the girls from Paradise wrote it, and they're like, Kristen, that's spoiled milk. It's milk.
It's a bottle
so
somewhere.
The bottle fell, and like now my car smells like spoiled milk.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to explain it to him. And then he gets in my passenger seat, and I'm like, oh, and also, I'm really sorry, but there's glitter all over that seat from my daughter's prom dress from her pictures. So you're going to have to explain that to your wife when you go home, I guess, that your entire suit is covered in glitter. I don't know how I was like, he was like, I can't even deal with you right now.
Oh my
He's
God.
like, you're such a disaster. I'm like, I know. So we go. Anyway, we got the prescription for allergic eye medicine. And I was like, literally, I don't believe you.
Right.
I'm looking at the pharmacist. I'm like, this is clearly pink eye. I don't know what. The doctor did not listen to me. He did not. I told him that my symptoms were all linked. And he was like, no. And he's looking at me like, I don't care.
Here's your drugs.
I can't do anything about that. So I'm seriously like, this is all wrong. No one listens to me. And then I'm texting Dr. Reed, the next day. I'm like, Dr. Reed, my 12-year-old doctor did not listen to me. And she's like, take Claritin. I'm like, stop it.
It's not allergies.
Right. And so sure enough, the next morning I wake up, it's bad, but not as bad. And I had these drops, and I took a Claritin, like Dr. Reed said, and I did the rest of my meetings, and then came home, and I'm fine. Turns out I'm allergic to Ithaca. I don't know. Like, I am fine. I mean, it's a little bit red still, I think, but I took a Claritin, not even a Claritin D. She's like, just regular Claritin. And I'm like, as soon as I came back, I'm like, oh. Because my other ear had clogged up in the meeting. Oh, my God. The next morning, I was like in a tunnel. And I'm trying to talk because I'm the incoming chair of this organization. So they're like, okay, you're getting ready to take over. And I'm like, what?
You can't hear them.
And I'm like yelling.
And you're yelling because you can't hear yourself. Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
It was a disaster.
You were a hot mess.
Sharon.
You were a hot mess.
Yeah, and my car. And my friend Corey got in the car. He's like, oh, my God, this car is it's disgusting. He's like, you drove?
For 6 hours? In the stench?
Yeah.
Did you find the bottle?
No, it wasn't a bottle. I think it spilled. I'm thinking the baby was facing the opposite direction or whatever. Probably dropped his bottle and then sat there for an hour dripping.
Right.
In the heat.
Yep.
So for my birthday, my dad's going to get my car detailed. He just told me today. He was like, pick a day.
Man. I love
it. He's like, we've got it. We're going to make the appointment. We're going to get you fixed up. Because right now I was like, and there's glitter.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Anyway, so can you imagine this trip?
That is a week.
And it took 7 hours to get home yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
And I mean, I didn't see any of Ithaca. It was my first time there. I saw the CVS twice.
Yeah, and the urgent care.
And turns out, by the way, the doctor was right.
I cannot believe that.
The whole time I'm doing that, like, old Alexa, we're like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Because you and I even were talking before you left, and you sounded horrible on the phone.
No,
I'm like, what's happening?
I'm literally like, here's what happened. I have had a cold, and so my immune system is low. And he was like, nope, you have allergies.
That's so crazy.
Can I have someone else?
Yeah.
Can I talk
I'll take the other doctor behind door
manager?
7.
Because I don't believe this. This is like rat. And then Dr. Reed was like, take a Claritin. I was like, so she was right. And the funny thing is Mark Dorr was there too. And Mark Dorr is a total hot tea, by the way, with Nishta.
Be laughing.
Oh my God, he's dying. He was front row because he was sitting next to Corey. He was front row to the whole thing.
I love it.
It's so sweet, and he's like always like very together. He's never crazy, you know, and doesn't like. He's always very polished. But he was so funny because he called me on the way up, and he goes, "Hey, I just listened to the tea, so I was waiting because I know you had a meeting in Nassau on your way, so I was waiting till your meeting was over, and then I was like."
He's so good.
Knows everything.
So good.
I'm like, the thing is, Mark, it's real. What we're talking about is real life. But he's so great, and he's such a great advocate. And he says, he's like, my daughters listen in the car all the time. They want to meet you. They're like, who is this lady?
I love it.
I'm like, because he's always taking his daughters to like gymnastics and dance. And he's such a good dad.
Far ride.
Yeah, Mark, get ready, because someday they're going to be walking across that graduation, and you're going to be like, it's like, boop.
Yeah.
Anyway, so with all that said, it's been a week, Sharon.
It's been a week.
Like, we're drinking some wine, thank God. Wine of the week, Sharon.
Wine of the week. And it's funny because today is definitely not a chilly day. I mean, it's a beautiful summer day. However, we're drinking the 2020 Chilly Day Chardonnay.
Ooh.
from Sannino Vineyards.
Oh, it's perfect.
We love this wine. It's so delicious. But the Sannino Vineyards started their North Fork journey in 2006 with the purchase of their established vineyard and homestead. The estate has grown to include their highly accredited 2-room bed and breakfast, which
I know.
is
I was
so
going to say
cool.
that you can actually stay at this vineyard, which is that's the coolest thing when you can just like immerse yourself in it.
Yeah, it's so crazy that you get to be able to like enjoy these beautiful vineyards
Yeah.
and just stay.
Oh, a
right
beautiful bed and breakfast too, like in the vines.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Gorgeous. The Chilly Day Chardonnay is a crisp steel fermented Chardonnay, immenting ripe pineapple notes and lemon peel fruit flavors. This dry white wine pairs nicely with seafood and chicken dishes.
Yeah, I could totally see that. Well, it's perfect for today. It feels like summer. I know it's called Chilly Day, but
It's nice and
it's
chilled.
just chilled. It feels
Love it.
like summer. I love it. And I love the Sanninos, the
Yes,
family.
they're so
It's like
sweet.
when you go to Sannino Vineyards, like the Sanninos are there, it's Anthony and Lisa, and they're so nice.
They're so like you're welcoming.
Yeah, they're
like,
really the
just
nicest
so-
people. And I want to thank Long Island Wine Country for being our sponsors. And it's been funny. I've been on the phone with them this week too.
Yeah.
We've got a big, really cool thing
I know.
coming
I'm
up
super
with Long
excited.
Island Wine Country, and we're going to launch this big thing. We're going to work on it all summer and then launch it in the fall. So stay tuned because we've got
gonna be fun.
Yeah, I love our partnership with them, and we're doing some literally groundbreaking
Yeah.
stuff with
Yeah.
them. I mean, they're spearheading it, and we're just partnering with them on it. They're an amazing team out there, and
They are.
the wine they're producing, and we're about to put not only Long Island wines, we're about to put New York wines on the global map. So be prepared.
Be ready.
And you're all going to be wanting these wines. So and we'll be telling you. We've been telling you this for 2 years.
2 years now.
We've been telling you.
You got a guy. You got
Exactly.
some gals.
How many times we got to tell you? Okay, so I have a lot to talk about because I've been in the car listening to stuff. So I have a lot of celebrity, anxiety, interesting. What do you want to hear first?
Give me some celebrity.
Okay, so 2 things I thought were really. First of all, Stranger Things, the ending is coming out. You know that, right?
Yes, like the beginning of August.
Yeah, so it'll be tomorrow. So it'll have happened by the time this airs, but July 1.
Oh, okay.
And there's 2 90-minute episodes.
Just like
that are
mini
the finale.
movies.
Yeah, like 2 mini movies.
I love it.
Which, by the way, I'm pumped about.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like it's gonna rain supposedly tomorrow, and I'm like, my day's done.
Yeah.
This is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I was like, Top Gun or this. I can't decide.
Oh,
I'm dying to see
why
Top
don't you
Gun.
do one 90-minute and then Top Gun?
Okay, good idea. I like you. Okay, I got a plan. The other thing is I was listening to Howard Stern yesterday, and I caught him the end of his show because he goes on a summer break after July 4th. So he did this really epic show, and then he comes back after the Labor Day. And he made an announcement, and I didn't hear the whole thing, but all I'm going to say is Howard Stern for president.
No.
Howard
Seriously?
Stern, and he said his running mate is Bradley Cooper.
Oh my God.
I was like, at this point, I'd vote for them, right?
Yes.
Michael says yes.
Yes, 100%.
100%.
100%.
And he was saying totally outrageous things
Yeah.
that he was going to do. And Beth was on there and his wife, and she's like, we're going to have so many amazing kittens to adopt in the White House.
Oh my gosh.
And he was like, and when we meet with dignitaries, you're going to wear sexy outfits. She's like, yes.
That's so
I'll bring
cute.
it. you
That's
know?
so cute.
But I was like, Bradley Cooper? I mean, I would have said Matthew McConaughey at this point. I'm like, about
I know,
Matthew
I
McConaughey. I
know.
think he's amazing, but whatever.
Bradley Cooper's fine with me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm just like Howard Stern for president. My dad would flip out if I told him, but I'm going to vote for him.
Yeah,
If he
yeah.
runs, I'm not even kidding. He's going to shake it. So he kept saying it the whole show, and he made a big announcement. So I'm sure it's publicity, but
That would be
you never
hysterical.
know. So you never know.
You
It's
really never know.
So speaking of anxiety, I have to say, I read this article, and I was like, this is one of those things that I feel like gets lost because of crazy news headlines.
Yeah.
But no one's paying attention to this. Did you read this, that Alexa may now mimic voices?
So, that's scary.
Okay, but get this. I have to put my glasses on for this one because this is so good. So the capability unveiled at Amazon's conference in Las Vegas is in development and would allow the virtual assistant to mimic the voice of a specific person based on a less than a minute of provided recording. the senior vice president, I feel like this has not been thought through, said they're focusing on machine learning, automation, robotics, and space on Wednesday, and that the desire behind the feature was to build greater trust in the interactions users have with Alexa by putting more human attributes of empathy and affect. And then this is what's really crazy. It's they said it's going to be a lot for voice of family members, even if they're dead.
That's what creeps. That's immediately what I thought about. I'm
and
like,
they're
that's
doing
so
it with
creepy.
empathy, and so you're going to be able to you'd be
Talk
like,
to your
hi,
dead-
talk to people. Also, that is so creepy.
That
Am I
is so
right?
creepy.
So you can play a voicemail of somebody that has passed away, and then have them talk to you through Alexa.
But that's so creepy because multiple times are you like, Alexa, shut up, because she's not listening. Yeah.
Well, then you could feel like your husband's still there.
Right, true. But that you get to a point sometimes where she's like, did you say, or did you mean,
Yeah, but I feel like you're gonna be like, I miss you, and she's gonna be like, I miss you too.
That's creepy.
And I think that is so weird, and this has not been thought through, because that is the emotional weirdness of
100%,
that,
yeah.
first of all, and how that might impact your grief or whatever.
Yeah.
And secondly, I thought about, what about stalkers?
Yeah.
Like, anyone could take a voice of me or you.
Yeah.
And just feel like they're talking to us, and then having
Creepy,
conversations and relationships with us. I'm like, Alexa,
Pull yourself together.
think this through. Is anyone paying attention to this?
That's crazy. That's so creepy.
What? And they're doing it on purpose so that people can have past family members. And they're like, we've lost so many people during the pandemic that it would be healing people. I'm like, what?
I really wonder who thought of this.
Someone twisted, in my opinion. I was like, I just feel like that's a bad idea.
Yes.
I'm like, no, I say no to that. Okay, a couple of interesting things. Did you see this article? So, in case people don't know, since 4th of July is here, the Grucci family
Yes.
on Long Island makes all the fireworks that anybody ever watches.
I was telling Michael this last.
Oh, did you know this,
week.
Michael?
He didn't know.
The
He was like, what
Gruccis.
you keep saying Grucci. What are you talking
What
about?
do you mean?
I'm like, Grucci fireworks.
No, so the Macy's fireworks, the fireworks in D.C. at the National Monument, all made by the Grucci family here on Long Island. What'd you say?
Dubai.
Dubai? Yeah. It's amazing. And it's our Long Island family. And so they just got an $11.7 million defense contract.
What?
With the federal government to do, I'm going to have to read this, but it's hand grenade simulators and to create these blasts for the defense. The Gruccis are now doing federal defense
That's
stuff.
crazy.
That's how good they are.
Yeah.
So, when and it's, New Year's fireworks, New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, whatever. Grucci family, Long Island.
Made right here on Long Island.
Yep. Little did you know. So I was like, we didn't talk about that this year. And I saw that they also just got this huge contract. So
That's
I thought, I
amazing.
wanted to
That's
see.
some really good tea right there.
Oh my God, it's so funny. My watch just dinged, and I was like, I'm going to tell you, I got a survey from the urgent care that I went to.
Oh, yeah.
And thank
Asking
God
about
I didn't
Doogie Howser?
Yeah. I didn't respond right away because I was literally going to give him a 2.
Right.
Because I thought he
Right.
misdiagnosed me. So
I just think that's so funny.
now I'll give him a he actually was right.
He was right.
So sorry, Doogie. I didn't mean to not believe you. Okay, interesting. And we were talking about this just at lunch because we're talking about kids going to college and how you don't have to send care packages anymore because everything can be shipped right.
And you're very concerned.
Amazon and Target. I'm very concerned.
Yeah.
No, I'm still going to pre-buy everything
Yeah.
because.
But how are you going to get it there? That's what I keep
No, I'm going to
asking.
send it to my dad.
Oh, okay.
I can ship it to my dad's house.
Okay.
And then whatever.
Okay.
Because so ASU, the school actually sends you. There's companies they work with that will.
That's
they give you
good.
the whole bedding package.
Yeah.
Everything. And it's $250 and it's everything.
Perfect.
And you get to pick your color scheme. You get to
Yeah.
pick it out, and then it's the right sheets, the right size, and everything.
Perfect.
I drove Kelly Curtin home yesterday from New York City and Company.
Oh,
'cause She
okay.
lives on Long Island, so we spent the whole time together, totally
She's
spilling
rode
tea.
home.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
from
cool.
Ithaca.
Yeah.
And she was giving me the history of NYC and Company, which was
Wow.
amazing. But her 2 kids went to college. She was like, do it. She's like, I went there and other kids did it. And I don't know why I didn't. I kind of felt like, I wanted it to be personalized. It was a mess.
Yeah.
Driving
Yeah, I'm
around.
sure. Yeah.
But my point about this is, I'm not sure if you saw, but Bed Bath & Beyond CEO is out. I don't know where this article was, but there's Bed Bath and Beyond CEO ousted after poor sales. Do you ever go to Bed Bath and Beyond?
Yes, all the time.
Bed Bath and Beyond used to be bomb.
It used to be bomb. Yes. Now I feel like it's like an over.
It's weird.
Very weird. It's not as good as it was.
No, I feel like Home Goods.
Chaotic in there.
Yes.
It's chaotic. It's chaotic, and then they also have. It's like almost like a. It reminds me of a dollar store.
Yeah,
but like not dollar
expensive.
store prices.
But to me, I feel like it's like a more organized Home Goods or Marshalls, but more expensive.
More expensive, yeah.
So it's funny because I always think
That's
when
why
I see
they
something,
always do the pre-mailers of 20% off.
yes,
Because they're gonna it's like Kohl's Cash.
I know that,
BS.
and then it makes it not valuable because you're like everything's always 20% off,
Right.
So you're like
Right.
it's not really 20% off because
But it's also they hike up the prices.
Yes.
So like when you go to Kohl's,
yeah, and the bedding and stuff, it's like
yeah.
it's. I mean,
Although I got a really, really like my favorite shower curtain is from Bed Bath & Beyond.
what's so good about it?
It's so beautiful.
Oh, like the design.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like they have a ton of stuff, and you can go there, but it's just always like you said, it's chaotic. So trying to figure out what their customers want, and I always think of things like that when I see like the CEO ousted. Like what would I do if I went in there as the CEO?
Yeah.
How would you fix that?
Yeah.
And I gotta be honest, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
How do you overhaul Bed Bath and Beyond and make it someplace where I would go instead of Target or instead of Amazon or instead of Home Goods, which I love, because Home Goods, you go in there, you never know what it is. You're like, oh, and you feel like
It's a surprise.
But the problem is there you may not get all 8 plates or 10 plates. You
Yeah.
get like 4 plates,
Right.
And you get
Right. Or like there may be a little chip in the picture frame. You know what I mean? But still.
what you don't buy the picture frame with the really?
No, like there's like that's why
It's
it's
damaged?
$4
Oh,
because
yeah.
there's
I
a
love
little
it.
scratch on the glass.
You know what I do when do you do this when you go to Home Goods or Marshalls or Burlington? That impulse when they weave you through that impulse buy thing
every time
the amount
it's
of
like
crap I buy
Marshalls, yeah,
is
TJ Maxx,
It's brilliant. That's what Bed Bath and Beyond should do.
yes, they do
Because
now.
they do because they take you through those different check stands, but they don't weave everybody through
Right.
one place that has all the checkers, and then you have the impulse buy stuff.
right, like the socks,
Oh my God! I bought
like-
I bought Father's Day cards. I bought
phone chargers.
God knows what I'm like. Oh, I bought a
Yeah.
pair of Toms one time that somebody had discarded.
Yeah, you're
there,
like, oh,
and I was like, this
perfect,
is
my size. It's meant to be.
It's like yes. I thought
Kismet.
that Bed Bath and Beyond. I was like, I feel for you because some things just run their course
yeah,
too,
yeah.
and I
well,
wonder.
I agree. I think it's just but like it's a totally different thing. Like as a CEO, that's retail. Like I
Yeah.
don't know, it's very different.
I know. I always like to think of it though. Like,
Yeah.
what would I do differently? How would you fix that? And I'm like,
don't think-
close it.
yeah, close it, shut it down.
Shut it down.
Close
As
the doors.
Gordon Ramsay says, shut it down.
Shut it down.
Okay, here's one more funny story that I was like, did anybody else read this and think this is weird? A 2,000 passenger Norwegian cruise ship was hit an iceberg
Oh,
out of Alaska and had to go to hello. no one's
No
like,
one
look
saw
at
it?
Michael's face. Michael's dying. He's like, what? How is this not leading the Today
Oh,
Show
God,
news?
that's
Off the
crazy.
coast of Alaska.
Titanic.
Yeah, I mean, officials said the current voyage will be.
Were they okay?
Yeah,
Right.
no one died.
Right.
No one
Everybody's
died.
okay.
It was a small glacier. No injuries were reported. The company is going to issue a full refund and blah, blah. But I'm like, cruise ships are still hitting glaciers.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy.
I just feel like that should be front page news.
Speaking of cruise ships, though, have you seen like the Virgin cruise ships advertisements with like the hammocks on the balconies?
Yeah.
They look so awesome.
Yeah. So Patrick and Ed went on one of those Virgin. And,
Yeah.
And I thought it was going to be amazing.
Because they
And,
make it look like.
Yeah. And he said it was more like a club scene.
Oh, okay.
And not as relaxing.
Yeah.
So, which is fine.
Yeah.
If that's what you're looking
Yeah.
for, which might be what I'm looking for when my kids go to college.
Right.
Who knows, right?
Who knows?
But he was like, we went, it was good. And the food was amazing. It was great. But he was like, you need to know that you're going to like a club.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the last thing I was going to say is there was a great I kind of wanted to just have a little brief discussion. There's a great article in Newsday about the best lobster rolls on Long Island.
Because they're made differently in different places.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so that's what I was going to ask. There's two different kinds of lobster. So first of all, they give a great list. We'll put it in the notes,
Yes.
right? Because there's one at this new restaurant, and it's called the Triple one, and it's I should have you guess the price. It's the Triple Roll at Claw Seafood, where we just were in West Sayville. And it's like, I don't know what that means, triple roll, but guess how much? How much do you think it is?
$50.
$85.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, a
telling you,
regular
it's
lobster
like-
roll is $40.
It's
32
like
to $40,
fluctuating
right?
now. I swear. It's crazy.
A regular lobster roll, I think, is like between $30 and $40.
Well, and it's funny because like Dan's family's from Maine, right? So home of the lobster.
Lobster.
But,
Well, I'm going to change that. I think Long Island should be home of that.
Well, yeah.
Maybe not the Maine lobster,
Long
but the
Island,
lobster roll.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, you're right. But his aunt was talking about how lobsters were like how much they paid for like a pound and a half of lobsters,
right.
and she's like, it's just crazy.
It's gone up. It's gone
like
up.
talk about inflation.
Okay, so here it is. Everybody, lobster roll, warm or cold? Because it's either warm with butter. Thank you, Sharon. Or it's cold with mayonnaise and like, right, celery or something.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with warm with butter.
You like warm with butter.
I like equal. It depends on my mood. I could go either way.
Because their names. One's New England and one's what
I
is
think
it?
the New England is the mayonnaise, right?
I don't know.
And how do you say mayonnaise? Say mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise?
Mayonnaise. I just say mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise?
I don't know why.
Mayo.
Mayo.
Yeah. And you say what? Mayonnaise?
Mayonnaise. It's just how it
Like
comes out.
may, like I say mayonnaise.
Yeah,
What
'cause
do you
that's how
say,
it's
Alyssa?
spelled.
Mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Well, I
always
mean,
say
if you say
mayonnaise.
mayonnaise. What movie is
Mayonnaise.
that from? That's from a
Oh.
movie. Mayonnaise. So, Michael, hot or cold?
I like both too, but warm with butter.
Yeah.
Warm with butter. I think this should be an Instagram poll.
Poll, yes,
Lobster roll,
let's
hot
do
or
it.
cold? I like mine cold with the mayonnaise, mayonnaise, and the
Mayonnaise.
little celery for a little texture,
Yeah,
the little
little
crunch. Yeah, with of course fries.
Yeah, always. But they also serve it with chips, which is
No,
you know,
I
like
don't
home.
the
I don't
chips.
like chips.
Yeah, no.
I don't like that.
No, I don't like it either. Fish and chips, and I'm like,
Yeah.
it better be fries.
Right.
Don't give me your UK
Your potato,
your UK definition of chips. I don't
yeah.
care about the UK and chips.
Right.
I don't care what the definition
Although
of chips is in
sometimes
the UK.
they're really good. The restaurant we were at today,
Yeah.
the restaurant across the street from it, Whalers. I was like,
Whalers.
check that out.
Yeah.
I love that place. They do a really good chip.
Oh, the chip.
Yeah.
Well, okay, yeah. Sometimes they'll do homemade.
Yeah.
Homemade chips,
Yeah.
which are really good. That's cool. But like how those fries looked so good today.
They were
that
so
Michael
good.
and had. Were they
Oh my
really
God.
good? I love the little shoestring fries.
Me too. Like that's like so dainty and
I was gonna say shoestring or steak fries.
shoestring all the time.
100%.
Yeah.
Shoestring. Yes. Crunchy. The little crunch. The big steak fries. Thomas loves the steak fries. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah, because it's
you're
like
eating like a baked potato.
yeah.
I'm like, no, I
Yeah.
don't need that. It's too filling.
I like shoestring.
So, yeah, go ahead. Where's your favorite place to get a lobster roll?
Really?
No? You know,
I mean,
lunch,
Lunch.
obviously. Yeah. Lunch is the best lobster roll, I think. But also, there's a bunch of places in here. Danford's has a great lobster roll. I
they
love
have a great lobster roll, but they don't have rosé.
Oh my God! Don't get me started. Don't get me started. I went to Danford's
I
twice. I'm
know.
like, you don't have. I'm like, I'll have a rosé, and they're like, we're out of rosé. This was like 3 weeks ago.
I think it's so funny. Like,
I'm like, this is not a good way to
right.
start summer.
No, you
I
got
don't know
like,
what.
come on.
And they're like, yeah, you know,
COVID.
yeah. I'm like, COVID. The liquor store across the street. Like, I just bought rosé right there.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know about that.
We had a
I don't know about
delicious
that.
Bedell rosé today at lunch with Dr.
I
Reese.
love
It was so good.
Yes, and I love it when we see Long Island wines on the
the
menu,
menu.
and we
Mhm.
always support our Long Island wines. Please do that. If you see a Long Island wine on the menu, just get it because
Yeah.
it was. Let me tell you,
It was delish.
it was amazing.
Mhm.
And yeah, they didn't have rosé. I was like, what world are we living in?
Right?
Oh, and they
Oh.
were saying they were going to run out of. I heard a thing, the news. I haven't seen this happen, but of course the news reported it. Movie theater popcorn.
Yes.
There's a shortage.
Isn't that what?
Stop it.
Popcorn has a shortage.
Enough is enough. This is what Michael just said.
Stop your nonsense.
You're out of rosé and movie theater popcorn. Like, why live?
Right.
Why go out? Like, no.
Just have it shipped to your house.
Just have it shipped and stay inside. I mean, but there's a lot of really great places, I think, and I think we should maybe do this like lobster roll.
I think that's a great idea.
And I was going to say this lobster roll like trail. You and I need to do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We need to do a taste test.
Absolutely. That would be like our next.
Alyssa's saying something. What?
DJ Lobster House. Ever go there? Their lobster rolls.
Oh, really? No, that's in Port Jefferson. That's good. Mm-hmm. That's good. Claudio's
is on the list.
Oh my God, I can't believe I didn't say Claudio's. I go there all the time for lobster rolls, and they're so good. I mean, you guys, there are like 20 to 30 I don't even know. North Fork Table and Inn, JT's on the Bay, The View.
The View. We love The View.
There's a million places in this article to have lobster rolls, and this is the season. So we have a lot coming up.
We do. We have a ton of events. Do you want me to just touch on some of them? So Port Jeff Summer Concert Series is the 7th. Would this air? This would air. Right?
No, it starts on the 7th and it's every Wednesday.
Oh, okay. So it's every Wednesday through July and August. It starts on July 7th. The Great South Bay Music Festival.
Yeah, that's coming up.
I can't wait.
Los Lobos is there this year.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy.
Los Lobos. Baila, baila,
I love it.
bamba.
I love it.
Sharon, you're making me sing. Where's your singing been? Where has your singing been?
I know.
I've been missing your singing so much that now I'm forced to sing.
Yeah, see?
And people's ears all across the world in 28 countries are bleeding as a result.
I love it. That begins on July 7th through the 10th. Over 65 performers, food and beverages, craft market, and more. Shorefront Park in Patchogue. All the Alive on 25 and Riverhead.
What?
Italian American Festival in Oyster Bay train station.
I was like, Italian? That doesn't sound like a fun event.
That's July 7th through the 10th. It has rides, games, and food. Yep. Dance Taste Rosé Soiree, July 9th, your birthday.
I'll be there. And yeah, I'll be there, by the way, at Dance Taste. And there's a bunch of those dance events.
Yeah.
And I think we might be giving away some tickets. We'll see to those, because I just got a text from Justine. Are we? Michael says yes.
Oh, cool.
And Michael and Bree are there, too. If you ever go to these dance events,
you
can look for Michael and Bree.
Team.
Yeah. DanceTaste.com. DanceTaste.com. And these are the places to be.
Absolutely.
This summer.
We do have a charity to mention.
Ooh, okay.
This is the Holiday House that presents the second annual Holiday House Hamptons Coming Together Tabletop event Wednesday, July 20th from 5 to 9 at Topping Rose House. Oh, Topping Rose House is beautiful.
I have never been there. I've got to add that to my bucket list.
This is in Bridgehampton.
It's very fancy.
It's VIP is better. They would... Oh, sorry. I'm reading a sentence that I shouldn't be reading on the air. The event was founded by a breast cancer survivor, Iris Danker. It's featured in 15 leading designers, including ABC Carpet and Home, Ashley Stark Home, Sage and Madison, and Unlimited Earth Care by Federico Azevedo.
You know who could save Bed Bath & Beyond? Those people.
Yes, right?
Those people. Get them in a room.
Seriously. Visit holidayhousehamptons.com for more information.
That is a great, that sounds like an awesome event.
Yes.
And also that it benefits charity, and a very worthy charity of breast cancer, you said, right?
Yep.
So, which it impacts, I think, touches everyone. So we've got this going on, and then we've got the Bodie's Beach Bar episode hitting this weekend, so it'll be up by the time this airs. And we've got a whole summer ahead of us. We're going to be eating lobster rolls, drinking wine, sharing celebrity.
I love it.
And spilling all the tea on Long Island, so stay tuned.
Cheers.